my curious little scholars, welcome back. Today, we're going to crack open the planet. No, not metaphorically, I'm dead serious. In today's lecture, we're going to imagine what would happen if Earth's crust actually split apart from a ginormous earthquake. So buckle up, my tectonic thrill seekers, because the ground beneath your feet is about to betray you. Even when it feels solid, the ground is moving. Always. Earth's crust is like a cracked eggshell floating on molten pudding. The tectonic plates drift a few centimeters a year, about as fast as your fingernails grow. But sometimes pressure builds. And when that pressure finally breaks free, boom! Earthquakes are born. The biggest quake ever recorded was a magnitude 9.5 in Chile, way back in 1960. I remember it well, mostly because my diaper registered a solid 7.3. That was enough to shift the entire planet's rotation by a few centimeters. But what if something much, much bigger hit? What if the crust itself split open like a cracked watermelon? And why did I say I'm dead serious? No, not metaphorically. I'm dead serious. Because, as you will soon see, if an earthquake of this magnitude actually struck our planet, most of us would be seriously dead. A magnitude 11 quake! That's 10 times stronger than a 10 and 1,000 times stronger than a 9. Each step up the Richter scale multiplies the energy by 32. So an 11? That's not just shaking cities, that's tearing continents. They're talking a rupture that runs for thousands of kilometers, straight through the crust, deep enough to expose the mantle below. The sound? Deafening. The energy release? More than all nuclear weapons on Earth combined. Whole mountain ranges would buckle in minutes. In that first instant, shock waves would race through the crust faster than sound. Buildings would crumble before alarms could even sound. Bridges would twist like rubber bands. And the ground, the actual ground, would ripple like the surface of a pond. If you were standing near the epicenter, you wouldn't even have time to fall. You'd simply vanish into a collapsing canyon that didn't exist 2 seconds ago. Now here's where things get really nasty. One mega rupture doesn't happen in isolation. The shock would travel around the world, hitting every weak fault like a domino line. California's San Andreas, Japan's Nankai Trough, the Himalayas, all would snap in sympathetic fury. We'd see quakes on every continent within minutes. The planet itself would ring like a bell. Now let's talk about the oceans. When the crust moves this violently, the seafloor rises and falls by tens of meters. Imagine the Pacific, 160 million square kilometers, suddenly shoved upward. The water has to go somewhere, so it races outward, a wall hundreds of meters tall. Cities like Tokyo, San Francisco, Manila, gone within hours. The tsunami wouldn't just hit coastlines. It would circle the planet, bouncing off continents, slamming again and again for days. Ah, but wait. When the crust splits, the magma below doesn't stay shy. Oh no, it's been waiting centuries for this moment. The pressure drop would trigger a volcanic chain reaction. Boom! Thousands of dormant volcanoes would wake like angry gods who just realized they overslept. Sulfur, ash, and CO2 would flood the sky, blocking sunlight like a giant planetary dimmer switch. For months, maybe years, the world would live under a volcanic twilight. Temperatures would crash, crops would fail. The age of fire in an age of frost. Spooky, right? Let's imagine, just for fun, that a few million people survive the first month. Electric grids? Gone. Satellites? Fried by atmospheric chaos. Poof. Continents might even drift centimeters apart from the sudden strain relief. Tectonic social distancing. And without ports, highways, or functioning economies, humanity would splinter. Tiny enclaves clinging to survival near the equator, where volcanic ash thins fastest. It would feel like returning to the Stone Age, but with better flashlights. After a few thousand years, the Earth would heal. The mantle would cool. The crust would reseal, like a self-repairing scar. New oceans might form where old continents sank. The Himalayas might crumble, while new mountains rise from the sea. So, my brilliant little tectonic philosophers, what have we learned today? The ground may seem steady, but it's alive, flexing, breathing, dreaming in molten rhythms. If the crust ever truly split, it would be the planet's way of rebooting. So, tonight, when you feel the Earth humming quietly beneath you, don't take it for granted, because that gentle hum, that's a heartbeat. And as long as it keeps beating, our world stays whole. All right, class, that's enough seismic mischief for one day. If your brain's still rattling, go ahead and subscribe for more beautifully disastrous brain snacks. Until next time, keep your thoughts on solid ground.